everybody. Sherry Leopold here. I'm super, super jazzed to have beautiful woman from down under today as one of our 2023 Wow Warriors. I want to welcome to the stage Aldwyn Altuney. I'm so excited that you're here, Aldwyn. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you, Sherry. I love your work. It's such an honor to enjoy this time with you. Thank you.
Well, I do first want to say congratulations on being a 2023 Wow Warrior. I always say when a woman of your power walks into a room, literally the only thing they can do is say wow, and your smile lights up every room that you're in. And I remember that from the very first time that I met you. So I do want to acknowledge you and your power. I just adore you. Anyway, I'm going to stop gushing.
Thank you.
I am going to ask you.
Thank you. I love you too.
So, Aldwyn, I want to ask you, what does it mean to you to be a woman of worth? The words woman of worth, wow, warrior. What does it mean to you personally?
Oh, look, I think it's absolutely crucial, and I think it's an ongoing journey. And what it means to me, being a woman of worth, is about valuing yourself. It's about loving yourself. It's about looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, I love you. You are amazing. You are resilient. You are whatever, or I am, right? Using the I am statements. It's whatever it is for you, whatever it takes to totally love yourself and to value yourself. If you don't have self-love and self-worth, then everything else will fall away, and you're going to continually be a doormat for others. You'll be a people pleaser. You're not going to live a life fully in your power if you do not have that self-worth. And this is not about arrogance. There's people out there who are very arrogant but love themselves. And in fact, in Australia, we have something called tall poppy syndrome here, where it's all about rise to the middle, right? Rise to the middle is what people do here in Australia. And it's about time we smash that glass ceiling and fully believed in how amazing we are as individuals. And everyone is so unique. We're 1 in a billion just by being born. And often people shut down their magnificence and their true value. And so being a woman of worth is about fully loving and valuing yourself exactly as you are and exactly as you're not.
That's right. Stand up, stand out as the unrepeatable miracle that you are. I always say that. And now
Yes.
everybody probably truly understands why I adore you. I love when you teach, and I love when you talk about that, because I know you're so passionate about it yourself. So thank you so much for sharing that. So I want to ask you, I'm going to ask you one more question, then we're going to talk a little bit about what you do. But I really want to ask, I know that, it's so great that you have that very strong belief, even in yourself. But I know that you must have been around very powerful, influential women in your life. I'm wondering if you could share a little bit about who those women were that were guides or mentors for you in that journey.
Well, I've always admired Oprah, right? I've always looked at Oprah as someone who's so resilient, and someone who really, in her time, that she just stood out as someone who was not just a crusader for women, but actually women of color in America, and someone who was always vulnerable and shared her story, and then always, she had a way to cut through with people that she was interviewing to really get to the heart of the matter and to really move the emotions with what she shared. And I love the fact that she came from a soul space, that she often comes from a place of service and talks about, God, speak through me, let me do your work, kind of thing. So, whatever your religious beliefs are, I think a strong spiritual connection is really important. Because we are a lot more than flesh and bone. We are, in fact, scientifically 99.9% energy, frequency, vibration. As human beings, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. And so Oprah is someone I've always seen as someone who has embodied that connection with source energy and with that infinite power that is within and all around us. Yet often our humanness, our experiences through life that we go through, a lot of people end up being shut down and end up, pushing that away and end up actually being really hard on themselves, having a lot of negative self-talk and being self-destructive. And I know for a lot of my life, I also went through some really big challenges there when I didn't value myself and I didn't, in fact, want to be here on the planet. And in fact, I was so upset with what I saw in the media and by animal cruelty and things like that, that I actually felt helpless and hopeless for a long time to see how I could help in any way or see what was even the point of being alive. And that's the thing, if we constantly watch all this negative news and believe everything we hear in the negative news, then potentially you will end up depressed and you will end up suicidal. And I think that's something that we'll really get conscious to. So Oprah definitely was my biggest one out there in the media world. I also really admire Olivia Newton-John. I must say, I mean, not just that I love Grease, but, Olivia Newton-John was always someone that was so heart-based and just always lit up a room when she came into a room. And not only did she bring beautiful songs to the world that are still as classic today as they were when they were released, but she is someone was always a shining light in what she did. And even though she battled cancer, and I think she died way too young, she's going to be sadly missed by a lot of people. And of course, my mum, I totally admire my mum. My mum is my absolute soulmate and so blessed.
Oh, that is so awesome. And I think, I want to hop back to the media part because you are the media queen. And so I want to talk a little bit about that because that's been a huge part of your life and what you've been doing in your life. So I want you to share a little bit about what you do, Aldwyn, and how you impact the world with your service and your talents, which are many.
Thank you so much. Well, there's 3 ways I work with people. I either teach people how to get publicity. So I have webinars and masterclasses, etc., that I have run in the past, and that I do talks for people. I do speaking gigs, teaching people how to get publicity. And I talk about how you can get over $1 million worth of free positive publicity, no matter where you are in the world. It's the same strategies you use to approach journalists, to deal with the media, to get the free publicity and not waste money on advertising, which a lot of people do consistently. And you really don't need to do that once you know how to get free publicity. The next way I work with people is I have a mass media mastery program, which is a lifetime access program where we work with people to get publicity. So we're basically holding your hand. We're making sure you have good press releases, that you know how to pitch it to the media. We give you media contacts and we show you exactly the strategy we use. In fact, I've used in my media business for 20 years now to gain over $1 billion worth of free publicity for all the different clients across the board since then. And the third way I work with people is we actually do PR for people, and we actually guarantee results with the publicity that we get. We guarantee we'll either get people on TV, radio, or print in our monthly packages that we do, and we work with people all over the world for that as well. So depending on what people's budget is and where they're at on their journey, obviously, you're going to pay in 1 or 2 ways nowadays with anything you do. You're either going to invest your time to save money, which is what a lot of the poor people do, or you're going to invest your money to save time. And investing in mentors has been something that I've been a massive believer in for years. In fact, I've invested over $500,000 in my business and personal development since 2005, and I continue to invest because it's, once you invest in yourself, it never goes away, that knowledge and that experience. And I bring that to my clients. We also have, during COVID, I started something called the Global Good News Challenge. And this is actually a free monthly challenge where I'm very passionate about inspiring more truth and good news in the world and helping to lift the energy on the planet. And this is someone people from anywhere in the world can do. It's just a very simple live video challenge where people share their name, what they do, 3 things they're grateful for, and a piece of good news every month. We have, the challenge goes for as many days as whatever number month it is. So we have a 3-day challenge for March, which you can start anytime in March right up until the end of March. And in April, we'll have a 4-day challenge, etc. If you hashtag Global Good News Challenge on your challenge videos, whether you do it on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever you want to do it, then we will also share that out to thousands of people online as well. And the whole idea is to lift the energy out there, because we have seen through COVID, we've actually seen 4 times the suicide rates now, and this is something I'm definitely out to shift. So all the details are actually, you can go to my link tree and then the Global Good News Challenge Facebook page. All the details are pinned on the top of the page if you just missed all of what I said there. So just go there and participate in the Global Good News Challenge. You will feel amazing when you get into gratitude and share your name, what you do, 3 things you're grateful for, and your good news. And it could be any good news. It could be about a happy client, could be about someone having a birthday, it could be anything, right? It doesn't have to be major groundbreaking news. And it's all about be the change.
Today, I'm going to go with that. So yeah, that, I think that's such a cool challenge that you do. And I've seen people taking the challenge, and I watch their videos and stuff like that. And it's very much uplifting. And I think it's contributes to that uptake of that higher level of vibrational energy that you were talking about. We have the power every day to put good energy into the world. So I love that you're doing that. And I think it's such a phenomenal thing. I hope people will join the group and take the challenge themselves. We're going to all do it for April. How about that?
Yes. Well, you can still do it for March too. It's still 3 days. Now, you do have to do 3 consecutive days. So as long as you start by the last day in March, you can still do your 3 days. But if you miss a day, you go back to day 1 and start again, right? So the idea is to have that discipline to do that. And look, most videos take about 3 minutes to do. So, there's no excuses about not enough time and all that. Most people just need to get over themselves and just put the phone in front of their face and just do a little natural video and share from the heart. And, we want to connect with people. People are so disconnected now, and they feel so alone, and people don't know who to trust. There's a lot of scam artists everywhere now, seem to be more through COVID, and a lot in the coaching industry too, right? There's a lot of people don't know who to trust, who to invest with. And so as we're seeing more and more of that out there, people want to see you on camera. And so having video content out is absolutely crucial. I believe if you're any kind of business or you want to connect with people and make a bigger difference, get some more video content out there.
So I have to address the elephant in the room, Aldwyn.
Sure.
I'm just chuckling because I can hear somebody talking and squealing, and it's a child, which that's not your child.
No.
Point out that this is one of the things that just shows what a true wow warrior you are. Writing your own history, creating your legacy with intention, because your power went out today. We were
yes.
in this interview, and you're currently in the public library because you keep your word and you intended to be at the interview. So I just want to acknowledge that fact that that took courage. Like we could have rescheduled, but the point is you showed up, and that I just want to acknowledge that you for doing that, because that's keeping your word. And I think that's a really important thing. And I also think it shows your character too. So I just want to say thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you, Sherry. Yes. And there could be public announcements at any time in the background. So I'm, kids screaming or whatever it is. So thank you for that. And I tell you what, having the power go out, I am so grateful now when I think about it, the things we take for granted, like suddenly power's out, I can't charge my devices. Suddenly the internet's out, right? Suddenly, I can't put the kettle on to have a coffee in the morning. So, I've had the last 24 hours, we've had power out at home, and dealing with the energy providers and dealing with corporates is a nightmare to start with. And so, the thing is, life throws curveballs all the time. And it's all about, okay, what are the gifts in this? How is this happening for me? And so here I was, so I went out to get a coffee today, and I came, I've come to the library to get some work done. And thank goodness they've got power here, so I can actually plug in and access the Wi-Fi. Yeah, just really is just a great reminder whenever, the shit hits the fan, whenever crap happens in life, which it will, life will throw curveballs, how are you going to be about it in any moment? And I think sometimes it's good to let the frustration out as well. So I've gone on social media, and I've talked about the energy providers that I've had a really hard time with. And so now I've put out my experience of what's happened. And so the energy provider, now I'm looking for another energy provider, because I've had an absolute nightmare experience with this particular energy provider that I've been dealing with. And so now I'm sharing with the world so that they're also aware of some of the rules that I didn't know existed in the energy game around solar rebates.
So many things, right?
So many things.
Well, and I think what I like about what you're saying is that you're using your power to affect change. That's truly a characteristic of a wow warrior. So I do want to offer, before we close out, I do want to offer you have graciously agreed to share a gift with our viewers. So I want you to share a little bit about what their option is to connect with you, Aldwyn.
Thank you so much, Sherry. It's been an absolute pleasure being with you. So I'm offering all of your viewers who mention this show right now a free media strategy session with me. It goes for 30 minutes. It's online. Do it from anywhere in the world. Just book on my calendar link, which is in my Linktree. My Linktree link, which has all my links, all my social links and YouTube and all my other channels, etc. Linktree/Aldwyn, linktr.ee/ALDWYN. You'll find my calendar link in there. And I would love to connect with you. So please reach out and we'll get some strategies down to get you out there in the media and to get you being seen, heard and known, so you're no longer the world's best kept secret, and we'll help turn you into a star.
Absolutely. And you are a star, Aldwyn. I want to say, thank you so much for being such an incredible representative of the Wow Warriors for 2023. I want to say congratulations again, Wow Warrior, and I want to welcome you to the Wow Warrior community.
Thank you so much, Sherry. It's such a pleasure and such an honor to be a Wow Warrior honoree, an official honoree for 2023. That is so cool. And I love your work. So thank you so much for all that you do for the community. Every little bit helps. As Gandhi says, be the change you wish to see in the world. And another one of my favorite quotes by Margaret Mead is, a small group of thoughtful people can change the world. In fact, it's the only thing that ever has.
Amen. Thank you.
Amen.